Hey SITOP techies, we're back with another unboxing video, and now for our new portfolio of DC products. Now it might sound a little silly to say conversion from 24 volts to 24 volts, but it's an important application whenever you're working with batteries or long lines of cables, because what you have is then over the long distances or with batteries, a very variable input voltage. Now the DC-DC converter then is responsible for converting that variable voltage back to a solid 24 volts. We have a number of different products in our portfolio, from 48 to 24, from 12 to 24, from 24 to 24, but you can see all the information online because we want to cover your applications. So what we did was we grabbed one out of stock and we wanted to kind of show you what it looks like to give you an idea of what you're going to be working with. So let's cut it open. So here out of the stock, we just make a small cut there. So we've cut it open and now we're going to check out what's inside. What we have there is our DC-DC converter. Simply packaged, not too much to it. I'll put this on the side. What we have is the very most important thing to start with is the operating manual. This is a 3-page document in 7 different languages, and it really covers all the information you need to install this device. It has D-rating curves, installation dimensions, it has signaling information, really from point to point, everything you need. So this is available also online. We'll add a link to the description so you can call it up and check it out. But this gives you the good start. We'll put this to the side for now, and we'll look at actually the product. So what we have is a fully metal housing. See, not bad. On the side, we have our product label. Now this mirrors what's on the outside of the package, right there. So I'm just gonna repeat a little bit quickly. What we have is the technical definition, the MLFB, the order number, and the serial number. That's really helpful for you to call up any information you want to on the device. Inputs are on the top, outputs on the bottom. We look on the back here, we have a nice metal DIN rail connector. On top we have a small activating element, that's for mounting it and then unmounting it from your DIN rail. Thin device, obviously, and it's also rated for side-to-side mounting, so there's no spaces needed for applications. Regarding the mounting directions, it's allowable in all different directions. It's just more of a notice in higher temperature applications, 60, 70 degrees, you take aware that some of the D ratings come into play, especially when you see the cooling vents here. When it's on its face, it doesn't have the ability to pull air through it in. But that's something you can engineer yourself. Let's look at the front here. I mentioned before we have the input. Now this is a 48 to 24 volt device. So it is going to put in 48 volt load. In this case, we use this often in our AGVs, autonomous guided vehicles, where the batteries come in. And then we have 2 outputs here on your right-hand side for the 24 volts. So we can already put in two loads directly without using an additional terminal block. What's nice is we have a few other options on the left-hand side. We have an adjust pin to use just a simple screwdriver to adjust from 24 to 28 volts, depending on, again, any further line lengths you have after the device. And then the DC OK. This is important because that gives you an immediate feedback to your application whether the input is actually failing. So if the LED goes out and we have an auxiliary contact that reflects this LED contact, it'll then immediately send signal that the input is no longer in okay. That pretty much wraps it up. Best way to kind of get a feel for the product is order one yourself. So I hope that was a good video. Thanks so much for your time, guys.